Hey, honey,
Yes, Barry?
let's get out of here.
Where are we going?
Where do we always go?
Fascina el viento, este ritmo de palmas, sin mi naturaleza, hasta encontrar la playa. Por eso grito al mundo, yo soy de Puerto Vallarta. Samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar. Samba de Puerto Vallarta.
Hello, fellow travelers, and welcome to this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. I'm your host, Barry Kessler, and I'm just so happy to be introducing you to my favorite vacation destination. Hey, maybe it's even yours, and that's Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. That music you're listening to is performed by Alberto Perez, and Alberto is the owner of the Lapa Lapa group of restaurants. Those are the Lapa Lapa, Puerto Vallarta's oldest restaurant on the famous Los Muertos Beach, and the El Dorado Restaurant and Beach Club right next door. So you can enjoy that fantastic view of the Los Muertos Pier, all lit up at night in beautiful colors, or during the day in its grand splendor, for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, seated with your toes in the sand right at the water's edge. It's so romantic. It's so Puerto Vallarta, my friends. This week we are going to go on a tour of some of my favorite taco stands in Puerto Vallarta. It's taco stand night in Puerto Vallarta on the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. But before we get to all that deliciousness, let's see what's happening this week in Puerto Vallarta, the 16th of April, 2019. I wish I didn't have to start this show on a sour note, but there is a planned demonstration down in Boca de Tomatlan this morning regarding the topic that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. We are always ahead of the curve here on the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. So if you listen, you know what's happening around town, and you're going to remember that we talked about the planned building of a hydroelectric dam on the Rio Horcones, and that there was a, ecological disaster nearly averted. Well, things are getting ugly. There was a big demonstration on Tuesday the 8th, and again this morning on the 16th of April. Beginning at 8:30. In fact, it's probably happening right now as we speak. The demonstrators plan to block Highway 200, the carretera there. If you have plans to go down to Boca or beyond that, even over to the Botanic Garden today, you might want to reconsider that, unless you're plan on joining the demonstration. Stay home. Okay, and if you do plan to demonstrate, remember, you are a guest in a foreign country, and unless, of course, you are actually a Mexican, feel free. If you are a foreigner, be careful what you do down there. Now, I have a lot to say about this situation, and I've got many friends down in Boca de Tomatlan who are not happy. We've talked. We are not happy. And next week, we're going to lay it all out for you. And hopefully, we're going to get some involvement, and we're going to hopefully turn the tide. This is a very dire situation, guys. It really is. So, like I said, next week, I'm going to lay it all out for you. Now, Semana Santa and Easter and Pasqua and spring break, it's all here. In fact, we're currently in the midst of a 2-week holiday consisting of Semana Santa, which is the Holy Week, which began on Palm Sunday, and it ends Easter Saturday. And Pasqua starts Easter Sunday and ends the following Saturday. Now, I've mentioned before, Semana Santa is without a doubt the most important holiday in the Mexican culture. All over Mexico, Mexicans celebrate the last days of Christ during Holy Week with elaborate processions, with ceremonies and rituals. Most of the larger Semana Santa celebrations include dramatic reenactments of the capture and of the trial and the crucifixion of Jesus. And Mexicans have been known to practice acts of physical torture, public displays of political and social ridicule, passion plays, displays of resolutions and commitments, and you will see some of that in Puerto Vallarta if you're looking around for it. That is maybe, and there are events. I don't have a schedule of the events, but if you are in town, just go on down to the main square and check out the tourist office there. You know, if it's on the corner there, on the southeast corner, there is a tourist office. You can just go poke your head in there, and it's amazing the things that you will find in there that you had no idea were actually there. They are actually also associated with the office that's over in Lazaro Cardenas Park, that is there for tourist services as well as legal services for those people living and visiting Puerto Vallarta who are not Mexican, I guess, not Mexican, I guess. But if you go to that one office, I'm telling you, they got all kinds of great stuff. So check it out for sure. So, what is Pasqua, you might ask? Well, I have the answer for you, of course, over at thoughtco.com. They say that the word Pasqua is derived from the Hebrew word Pesach and the English cognate or related word Paschal. Both refer to the Jewish Passover, a commemoration of the Israelites' liberation or exodus from slavery in ancient Egypt more than 3,300 years ago. Over the centuries, Pasqua came to refer to various Christian festival days in general, such as Easter, Christmas, Epiphany, which was the appearance of the Magi, traditionally celebrated January 6th, and Pentecost, commemorating the dramatic appearance of the Holy Spirit to the early Christians, a day observed 7 Sundays after Easter. Whitsunday or Whitsuntide is the name used in Britain, Ireland, and among Anglicans throughout the world for the Christian festival of the Pentecost. In many Spanish-speaking countries, Epiphany is the day when presents are opened rather than on Christmas. Although the English term for Easter most likely comes from Estre, the name given to a goddess celebrated in the spring equinox, in many other languages, the term used to designate Easter, the Christian holiday, shares the derivation of the Jewish name for Passover. The origin of this is that both celebrations occur in the same period and both celebrate a rite of passage, the Jews to the Promised Land, and the change from winter to spring. Pasqua can stand alone to mean any of the Christian holidays or Passover when the context makes its meaning clear. Often, however, the term Pasqua Judea is used to refer to Passover, and Pasqua de Resurrección refers to Easter. In plural form, Pascuas often refers to the time from Christmas to Epiphany. The phrase in Pasqua is often used to refer to Easter time or a Holy Week, known in Spanish as the Santa Semana, the 8 days that begins with Palm Sunday and ends on Easter. So now you're properly schooled on the many meanings of Pasqua. Overly schooled, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. If you haven't had enough, I have a link to all that information, of course, in the show notes. And sorry about that. So let's get to tacos, shall we? Let's talk about where tacos came from. I mean, who discovered the taco? Well, there's an article in the Smithsonian.com by Katie June Friesen, and she writes, Jeffrey M. Pilcher, professor of history at the University of Minnesota, has traveled around the world eating tacos. Gee, what an awful job to have to research eating tacos. I'd like that job, please. For the past 20 years, he has investigated the history, politics, and evolution of Mexican food, including how Mexican silver miners likely invented the taco, how Mexican Americans in the Southwest reinvented it, and how businessman Glenn Bell mass marketed it to Anglo palates via the crunchy Taco Bell shell. Yuck. Pilcher is the author and editor, respectively, of the forthcoming Planet Taco, a global history of Mexican food. It's probably out because this article came out in 2012. So yeah, you can probably find that and read on. He also wrote about the Sausage Rebellion, public health, private enterprise, and meat in Mexico City. Que vivan los tamales, and food and the making of the Mexican identity. To where have you traced the birth of the taco? And what about the origin of the world itself, he was asked. Well, the origins of the taco are really unknown. My theory is that it dates from the 18th century and the silver mines in Mexico, because in those mines, the word taco referred to the little charges that they would use to excavate the ore. These were pieces of paper that they would wrap around gunpowder and insert into the holes that they had actually carved into the rock face. And when you think about it, a chicken taquito with a good hot sauce is really a lot like a stick of dynamite. The first references to the taco in any sort of archive or dictionary come from the end of the 19th century. And one of the first types of tacos described is called tacos de minero, miner's taco. So the taco is not necessarily this age-old cultural expression. It's not a food that goes back to time immemorial. In fact, just the, end of the 19th century. For a long time, taquerias were in the working class neighborhoods. Industrialization brought migrants from all over the country, and particularly women, to Mexico City because of the light industry. Women brought with them their regional cooking skills. Every state, every region, every town has slightly different foods. So Mexico City was a bubbling stew where all these foods were available. People were able to sample a cosmopolitan world of dining that was not for the rich. This Mexican popular cuisine was the origin of what we think about as Mexican food. And that Taco Bell thing, don't get me started on that, folks. Anyway, I have a link to this article, like I always do, in the show notes. And if you want to read about Taco Bell, go ahead. I'm not going to read about it to you, okay? Because that's not tacos, folks. Now, what kind of taco stands are there in Puerto Vallarta? We have visited a couple of them. And we visited Marisco Cisneros. We visited Tino over at El Banquito, the smallest little taqueria in town. Tacos El Cuñado, near the Los Muertos Pier. And you can listen to those interviews if you want to. I'll have links to those in the show notes. And by the way, JR has an extensive list of taco stands in town. And he has a map showing you where they are on his website, over at VallartaInfo.com. I'm going to have a link to that as well in the show notes, so you'll be able to see JR's map. Now, over the years, I can say that now. Over the years on the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show, we've had many guests speak lovingly and longingly about their favorite tacos and taco stands. So I thought that during this taco stand tour that I'm going to take you on, I'd slip in some of the clips between the taqueria interviews of some of the more memorable interviews that I've had about taco stands with others. So you're going to be hearing some of these people again, kind of deja vu. I had a great conversation with Denise Emma over at Kelly's Por Favor Saloon and Cookhouse. It was an open microphone, and she mistook me for Bill Murray. So I got a great interview from her, and so she talks about taco stands. It's great. You'll hear Connor Watts from Los Muertos Brewing, Memo Lira from Vallarta 101, Thierry Blouet from Café de Artistas, Mavi Graf from Arte Culinario, and I think that's all I've got coming up there, but they're all going to be talking about their favorite taco stands in Puerto Vallarta. But the taqueria interviews that you're going to hear on today's podcast, I collected over a 2-day period. Well, it was a 2-night period, actually, because, well, that's when most of the action is happening. That's when a lot of the taco stands are open. And if you want to know if Puerto Vallarta is a safe place, well, let me tell you, I was out recording these conversations late at night in many cases, and I was the only gringo in sight most of the time. So, yeah, I'd say it's pretty safe. Now, some of my personal favorites that we've already had on the show, of course, are El Banquito, which is Tino Perez's place, the little Tacos Dorados location, 3 tacos for 35 pesos, the tiniest little taqueria in town. There's the stuffed jalapeno pepper taco that we talked about, stuffed with seafood and then breaded and deep fried and cut up into a tortilla. It's just to die for. I had that over at Marisco Cisneros, and you guys got to try that for sure if you love tacos. I love Tacos El Cuñados. We've heard from all those people, and then there's other favorites that I haven't interviewed, like the folks over at Pancho's Tacos, over on Basilio Badillo. They make a fantastic, just a great taco. If you of course, you need to have some time if you're going to eat there because there's always a line. But let me tell you, it's worth the wait if you haven't tried it. There's El Taquito Igualdense for lamb tacos in the Cinco de Diciembre neighborhood. And for more seafood, there's Marisma. Those are some of my favorites. And at Marisma, of course, they have some great mahi-mahi fish tacos. Anyway, the key, of course, to good tacos, I'm getting so hungry just talking about this, you guys. The key is not just the filling, but the toppings and the sauces. And you're going to find that the more popular stands have a larger variety of items and condiments. And so, anyway, let's talk a little bit about what Mexicans put in their tacos. Okay, there's a few of the most common taco fillings that you're going to find at a Puerto Vallarta taco stand. Carnitas, of course. Carnitas, when it's done right, is a slow-roasted shredded pork shoulder. It's kind of crispy because the meat kind of crisps up in the fat from the pork shoulder. The particular cut of meat is a fatty cut. Really healthy, you guys. But I love carnitas. Tacos al pastor. Now that is thin-sliced pork that's been pork shoulder as well. It's been marinated. It's cut about a 1/4 inch thick, or for you folks that don't do the inches, about 1 centimeter. And then it's transferred to a large dish or bowl. And then in another bowl, they add anchote paste and chili powder and garlic powder and some oregano and cumin and salt and pepper, a little vinegar, and some pineapple juice. And they smash it all up, and they stir it up until it's nice and smooth with no lumps, and then they pour the marinade over the pork slices. They toss it around, make sure they're all coated on every side, and then they cover the bowl with a plastic wrap, and they refrigerate it for at least 2 hours or up to 3 days. And then it's piled high on a steak or on a skewer called a trompo. And then the meat kind of takes on this kind of cone shape, and they put this skewer. They place a pineapple on top of that, and then the skewer, or the trompo, is set into a rotisserie contraption, standing it straight upright, and it rotates alongside the flame. This heating element on one side. It's kind of like a salamander or a broiler, if you know what that is. And anyway, the steak or the trompo spins slowly, and then the outside portion of the stack of the marinated thin sliced pork becomes cooked and browned, and then in time, the asadero, with his sharp knife, will trim off the cooked outer portion of the stack of meat, and then the meat falls into a corn tortilla, which is held in the hand of this skilled asadero. And then when he's loaded the tortilla with meat, he cuts off a slice of pineapple from the top of the steak, which is captured as it flies through the air by the artful wielder of this sharp blade. It's really an art, and you can watch these guys for hours and hours. I got to tell you, everybody in town says that they have the best al pastor, and there's a lot of them out there. You will see them. It's just a tasty, tasty treat. And so that is the story about al pastor. Now, carne asada is made from beef. It's the cut of beef that you use should be flavorful, but it doesn't need to be tender. So carne asada is usually made from a skirt steak, but it can be made from flank steak, sirloin flat meat, or even trim brisket. They cut it into 1-inch thick steaks, and then again into thin strips if you're using that brisket. Now, a good marinade for carne asada is always going to have some lime juice. It's going to have garlic and onion and black pepper. Other fruit juices work great as well, especially papaya, which is a powerful natural tenderizer. And you can add hot peppers to the marinade if you like, whatever you like. And then when you get ready to grill, you want to have salt on hand. Use good coarse salt and add a little cumin, powdered garlic, some chili powder, whatever else you like, and then you just go ahead and grill it. And after cooking it, make sure after it's rested, we like to rest our meats after we cook them. You want to just sit for just a couple of minutes after it's cooked, and then you slice it against the grain, and you add it to a corn tortilla, top it with your favorite toppings like onion, cilantro, salsa, whatever else the taco stand has for toppings. And, of course, you turn your head 45 degrees and shove it in your mouth and you eat it. That's how that's done. Now, tacos de res, or beef, tacos de asada, they're the same pretty much. Then there's tacos de pollo, which is chicken. There is chorizo, or Mexican sausage, tripa, or tripe. There's cordero, or lamb tacos, borrego, or goat tacos, tacos de cabeza, or the head, de lengua, or the tongue, pescado, which is fish, camarones, or shrimp, pulpo, which is octopus, uchinango, which is red snapper, and atún, which is tuna. You're going to be hearing these terms from our Spanish-speaking friends at the taco stand, so now you're kind of prepared when I ask them, what are they making? ¿Qué están preparando? ¿Qué preparan? And they're going to tell us. There are places that serve other crazy stuff like crickets and grasshoppers and other body parts. They do it on purpose. And people eat it on purpose too. They just don't wander into the tacos. But anyway, well, at least we hope they don't wander into the tacos. There are vegetarian tacos too. Interestingly enough. Now, preparing a corn tortilla for a taco. Now, we're assuming that we already have the tortilla on hand, right? So for a soft taco, what you do is you take this tortilla and you lightly dip it in a little bit of lard. Usually you see it on the edge of the grill, and they kind of dip the edge of the tortilla into this lard, and then they place it down onto the grill, and they spin it a little to spread the liquid lard or oil on the entire side of the tortilla. And after about 15, 20 seconds, they flip it over to complete the chore, and basically keeping the tortilla soft yet durable enough so they don't fall apart when you're holding them and eating them. That's why they do that. They also do that so they don't taste mealy. It's kind of like finishing the cooking process on that tortilla, on that corn tortilla. And if you want to learn how to make corn tortillas, Google it. Tacos dorados, friends, are they're hard shell tacos, and that's roughly what the name suggests. Deep fried, but usually they're not deep fried. They're fried on a grill, so they're just using a little bit more oil on this, and they're leaving it on the grill to fry, flipping it over until they get it nice and durable, nice and dorado, nice and hard and crunchy. Now, the difference between the normal taco and tacos dorados is that the vegetables and the other dressings are poured on top of the closed tacos as opposed to filling it up, because it's hard to take a hard taco and spread it open and fill it with stuff. So usually you're going to put stuff on top of it and then eat it kind of tostada-like, right? So usually the filling for these is just very, either shredded beef or shredded chicken. Now, taco stands make other things besides tacos, of course, and we're going to hear people talking about those. So let's go over those as well. There's quesadillas, there's taquitos, there's volcanes or vampiros, there's baked potatoes, there's ceviche, there's sweet potatoes or camotes, and in Vallarta, there's tacos de Viagra. Just joking. Anyway, I have a picture of the Taco de Viagra man in the show notes. Javier Nino shared that picture with me, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So go take a look at that in the show notes, and you will see Tacos de Viagra. That's how he sounds. Tacos de Alhambras are a popular Mexican dish. They consist of grilled beef topped with chopped bacon. That sounds so good. Bell peppers, onion, cheese, salsa, and in some variations, avocado. It's usually served with freshly made corn or flour tortillas. The most common ingredient is beef, and the other kinds of meat, such as chicken or pork, are also used. Some recipes even substitute chopped ham or chorizo instead of the bacon. Alhambras are popular in many parts of Mexico, especially in Mexico City, Oaxaca, and among Mexican-American populations across the United States. Camotes are pressure-cooked sweet potatoes served individually to each customer. Traditionally, the pressure-cooked sweet potato is topped with condensed milk, seasoned with chili peppers, cinnamon, or a strawberry jam. Camotes vendors are distinctive because of the loud, highly noticeable whistle created by the cart that they cook their potatoes in. At some of the taco stands, like one of my favorites over at El Carboncito, they serve baked potatoes, papas rellenas, they call them. They're stuffed with taco fillings, salsa, cheese. They're just yummy. But if you're looking for those over at El Carboncito, you need to get there early because when they're out of them, they're out of them. So, they open, I think, at 5 in the evening, and then they go until, 2 o'clock. They go all night. They're like my Denny's. You can go there all the time. I was not able to get to all of my favorite taco stands. So before I get to these conversations, I also need to explain that most of these conversations are in Spanish. But you can get the gist because I try to translate while I go along. Most of the time I do. Sometimes I slip. I'm sorry about that, you guys. But as you can imagine, most taco stand operators, they don't speak English. They work with Mexican customers, and they get their occasional gringo or Canadian or foreigner. And although I do have a few actually of these taco stand folks who do speak English, and we'll put those in as well. Now, there's some secrets to choosing a taco stand. You need to look for people who are eating. The number one determining factor is it busy? Watch the way the money's collected too. Make sure that the person that's taking the pesos is not the same person that's making your taco. And if it is, they need to be washing up or they need to be putting on plastic gloves. Now, I've seen that on a number of occasions where they do that, and I'm okay with that. Now, you want to see the condiments around. Of course, you want to see a lot of them, but you want to make sure that they're properly protected from the elements so that they're covered up. It doesn't hurt if these taco stands have a water source for you to wash your hands, and in many cases they do. They have these big containers of water that are attached to the cart that you can actually wash your hands with. Now, those are the indicators as to the greatness of the tacos that are going to come out of these stands. And I'm not going to translate over the voices of these people this time. It's really not necessary. I asked each of the taquerias basically the same questions. I asked them, how long have you been in business? What are you cooking? What's your specialty? What do you make that's different than everybody else? And then what will you tell people who are afraid to eat street food? Now, to a person, each and every one of them, because I'm going to translate for you right now, said that you shouldn't be afraid to eat the street food. that many people do. They have hundreds of customers who eat at their stands, and if the food got them sick, they'd never come back. So, they are like restaurants. They need to keep it clean and safe so people will come back to eat, because word spreads when people get sick. It's not just the tourists that get sick, folks. And the people that are eating these tacos are not tourists. These are the people who work, in all the places that you visit. So they need to keep it clean. So the first interview I did was the only one that I did during the daytime. All the rest were done in the evening. And I interviewed this guy who looked like, I had to do a double take. This guy looked like Barack Obama. I'm serious. His name is Noel Hernandez Vasquez. And, just look at the show notes and tell me if he doesn't look like Barack Obama, right? Si se puede comer un taco. Go ahead, take a look at him. Anyway, I wandered down to the Cinco de Diciembre neighborhood on the first night that I did this. On the second night, I wandered up in the Emiliano Zapata neighborhood. Now, towards the last third of the interviews, you're going to meet the 3 taco stands over on Lazaro Cardenas alongside Farmacia Guadalajara. The first one is the newest one. It's the farthest away from the corner. Insurgentes and Lazaro Cardenas. It's called Tuito Taqueria. And then Taqueria Hormiga. It's at the end. And then Tacos Super Mendoza is in the middle of the 3. I recorded all 3 of these conversations almost a year ago, folks. So over at Tacos Super Mendoza, a year ago, they were getting ready to celebrate their 50th anniversary. And so this year they're going to be celebrating year 51, which is amazing, which really points out to you and to anybody who happens to wander to a taqueria that many of these taquerias, these taco stands, have been in the same place longer than almost all of these restaurants in Puerto Vallarta. So you're going to find out when you hear it. It's amazing. All right, now I'm done explaining. I've tried to give you a little bit of taste of what it is, what the tacos are going to be, what they're going to be talking about. And I also included in this these interviews a little taste of what it sounds like, as well as you sit at a taco stand on the street, con la gente, with the people. So, hey, let's go right now to the streets of Puerto Vallarta. Let's meet the folks that really keep this town running, the Taquerias de Puerto Vallarta. Okay, we are on the corner of Aguacate and Lazaro Cardenas, and there's a cool taco stand. It's open during the days. Let's find out what their hours are. I just had some great carnitas tacos here, so we'll find out what's going on. I'll have some pictures too.
Lo cargas ahí en la de esta, la cajuela.
De guardia, dama. Un bate, yo traigo de... no traigo de cerveza, sama. Menos de refresco. Vámonos, mi niña.
Bueno,
ahorita de regreso. Ahorita de regreso los pasos acá.
Aguas con tu pelo, mi.
¿Cómo se llama este lugar?
Taquería La Santa Cruz,
¿Y dónde estamos?
Emiliano Zapata.
Qué bueno. ¿Y para cuántos años están aquí en este lugar?
30 años.
30 years, 30 años. Look at that, you guys. That's a long time. Okay. ¿Qué sirven aquí?
Carnitas y birria de res.
Bueno, y cuando vienen las personas aquí a comer, ¿qué es su especialidad? ¿Qué ordenan?
Pues carnitas.
Carnitas especialmente. Bueno, y ¿qué va a decir a la gente, extranjeros, quien vienen a Puerto Vallarta y tienen miedo a comer comida del Thai?
No, aquí no tienen miedo, aquí comen. Sí, aquí comen.
All right. Well, he's been here for 30 years. ¿Cómo te llamas?
Noel
Noel
Hernández Vázquez. Noel Hernández Vázquez.
Muy bien. Muchísimas gracias por hablando conmigo y mis oyentes.
Hey.
Don't be afraid to eat a street taco. Basically, if you find a street taco stand and there's a bunch of people standing there, that means it's good. And don't even necessarily educate yourself on the ingredients that you're eating, and just try it and see what you think. I mean, generally speaking, street taco is going to be around 13 pesos, give or take 5 pesos. And just have one and try it, and when it's delicious, get another 5 and go for it. And then as you're halfway through, then start Spanglishing your way through understanding what you're eating, and it'll be a fantastic experience.
Great idea.
One of our favorite purveyors as a group of everybody who works here is a street taco guy. He walks around. He's got his own little cart, and it's tacos de Viagra, which they're very cheap, so clearly they don't actually have Viagra in them. And they have cero grasa, which is without fat. So basically, his entire marketing strategy is to offer a product that is not anywhere close to what he's actually offering you. And he yips and whistles, and he's quite a character, and I'm sure it permeates through a lot of other establishments, and he's great. If we ever don't see him for several days, he's the first to admit that, yeah, I had a really good couple days. I had a bunch of money in my pocket, so I went on a bender, and now I'm out of money, so I'm making tacos again. And he's a character.
Are they good tacos? Have you tried one?
They have varying degrees of deliciousness. I've had them and they're great, and I've had them and they're not so great.
What does your wife think about it never mind.
Well, my tacos de Viagra?
Yeah, never mind. Never mind. All right, we are at a place called Taqueria El Gato. ¿Quién estoy hablando?
Con el gato.
El Gato.
Sí.
You are El Gato?
Sí.
Oh, okay. Estoy hablando con el correcto persona.
Sí.
All right, do you speak any English?
No.
All right, no hay problema. Yo puedo hablar español. El Gato está ¿dónde? ¿Dónde estamos?
Estamos en Avenida México y Paraguay.
Okay, so on Paraguay and Mexico. So Mexico is at the end of the Malecon, a little ways in on the 5th of December neighborhood, right across the street from Rico Taco Mac. And ¿para cuántos años están aquí?
22 años.
For 22 years they've been here. Okay, and en El Gato, ¿qué servan aquí?
¿Perdón?
¿Qué servan aquí?
Es tacos de asada, adobada, tripa, chorizo, quesadillas y volcanes.
Okay, bueno.
Y pastor.
Okay. Y cuando vienen la gente, hay una especialidad que sirven aquí que son diferentes que los otros.
Es comida mexicana típica, los tacos, y la diferencia.
Okay, bueno. Y ¿qué son sus horas aquí?
De 6 a 1.
Okay, from 6 until 1 in the morning. Okay, so they're serving, dinner. They're here for the dinner. ¿Qué va a decir? What would you say to people who are afraid to eat food from the streets? ¿Qué va a decir a la gente que vienen y tienen miedo a comer de taquerías en las calles?
No tienen miedo porque todos los gringos vienen a comer aquí en los restaurantes, a los taquerías, todos vienen.
Okay, don't be afraid. Come on down. ¿Puedo tomar una pictura?
Sí.
El gato?
Sí.
Gracias.
We are street food aficionados, so we eat a lot of street food.
All right, got some favorites?
Oh my God, we can't tell any of our favorites.
Why not?
What's our favorite? So we have different places for different things. So Mr. Barracuda is a ceviche man that's behind the church over by the two little girls' schools.
I saw him today. He had a freaking line around the block.
Oh, yes. No, there's a reason why there's always a line. So you haven't eaten there?
No, but I was looking at it and I'm
Oh
going, okay,
my
I know the guy's
God,
making
what's wrong
ceviches.
with
He's got the little
you?
topos. He's making these things,
So
right?
he does it on a tostada or he does it in a cup, which is what I would rather have. And he does.
Okay.
You can custom order whatever you want. So he does ceviche, he does barracuda salad, which is what I love. He'll put octopus on top of it. He'll put shrimp on top of it. And you just tell him how many pesos worth of whatever you want. It goes in increments of 10. So you want 10 pesos of barracuda, 10 pesos of shrimp, 10 pesos of octopus, and then 10 pesos of sopa if you want the soup with it. So you
My
can say,
mouth is
I want 40,
open.
you want 40 pesos. He doesn't do avocado, though. Oh, my God, I can't believe... Hey, I've been here shorter than you,
Well,
and you haven't been there?
No, I was like I say, I witness him from afar. I see this
Oh,
guy
no, you
just
need to go there.
totally going for it.
Yeah, and he has the corner business space right there. Excuse me, he has the corner business space right there with refrigerators and ice and everything.
Okay, so
there's
it's fresh and it's cold.
plenty of people sitting on top of their little stools. Yeah.
Okay.
Chopping furiously and putting everything in the fridge. And yes, no, it's very, very good.
Okay, great.
No problems
I
ever.
gotta go there.
Yep.
I guess I gotta go
I know,
there.
you only need like 50 pesos and you can go.
Understood. All
Yeah,
right.
please try it.
All right. So, any other great little spots you can recommend?
Where else? Well, we love the churro man.
Of course.
But his schedule is tight. What else do we love? We love the woman who has the last taco stand next to Farmacia Guadalajara,
The last one.
the very last one.
Okay.
We ran into her out in Paso Ancho where she lives.
Oh.
So that was fun to be recognized walking the streets past her front door.
How cool is
Because
that?
we go there so regularly.
So when you go there, what do you get?
Oh my God, what do we get? Well, it depends. So she always has a special. Sometimes we get the arancilla or aranchara, or what does she make?
Arrachera?
Arrachara, thank you. Sometimes we get her gigantic burrito and share that with chorizo. She does everything really well.
Excellent. Okay.
She's a great cook and a nice young lady.
And a nice lady who lives
Nice
in
lady.
Paso Ancho.
Right, who lives in Paso Ancho, it turns out.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Any others?
Where else do we like to go? Keep asking my husband. I mean, we have our favorite places. Where else? Oh, the best taco stand in all of Vallarta
Tell me.
is behind Lay's.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't go there either, probably.
No, there's a whole bunch of stands there.
Right. So it is.
Which one is it?
Everybody's selling unusual body parts, except for the lady who's all the way at the end.
It's always the one at the end, isn't it?
I know.
Yes,
Thank God. Otherwise, you would eat it the wrong one. So she's at the end, by the bus stop. Yes, the bus is stopping at her stand.
Okay.
And the bus driver gets tacos there too.
well,
So
yeah.
and of course she has a line, and she makes the tortillas, which is key.
Yeah.
And she's phenomenal. And so her and her son and her mother and her other son are all working there.
So what's the big deal there?
What's the big deal there? I
mean,
mean, it's just
is it
really,
the
really good.
sauces?
It's
It's,
really authentic.
yeah.
It's so many people are not making their tortillas anymore, and
No,
so
they're not.
she's still making the tortillas for the 10 peso tacos,
Whoa.
which is
That's
laborious.
unheard of, yeah.
She makes really good quesadillas, but she makes great carne asada with everything. She puts beans and onions and rice, and she has lots of interesting toppings, way more than the usual assortment.
Uh-huh.
And she's a sweetheart too.
Cool. Wow.
Really a sweetheart, and incredibly busy. Again, you have to be willing to stand and wait.
And it's worth it because,
But when you're at Lay's, go get a taco. I mean,
yeah,
you're always at Lay's, right?
Right,
Or
sure.
often, at least at some point at Lay's.
exactly.
Go back there.
Go back there. Okay.
Go back there. Those
Excellent.
are the only places I can tell you.
All right. Now,
A Luis le quiso dar un beso y se sacó. Y a ese lo abrazó.
Yep.
Y en vez de que le agarró la cintura y andaba de
quiero conocer ¿Cómo se llama este taco stand?
Taquería Los Cuates.
Los Cuates.
Ajá, o Taquería El Parque.
Ok, y ¿qué es su especial aquí?
Aquí tenemos la especialidad, es tacos y quesadillas, es el suadero, asada, y tripa de res. Y lo demás pues son ya chorizo, adobada y pastor.
Ok, so todo carne, mucha carne.
Pura carne, sí.
Hay una especial que hace aquí diferente que los otros.
El suadero. Sí. Es carne de res. Es el suadero aquí que casi muy poco en Vallarta lo venden.
¿Y cómo se llama este taquería?
Taquería Los Cuates.
Los Cuates. Ajá. ¿Y cuál calle es?
Es la calle Venezuela.
Calle Venezuela, okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to get a picture of this place and gotta try it out. Now, ¿qué va a decir a personas que vienen aquí, gringos o norte de la línea, quien tienen miedo a comer taquerías en las calles? ¿Qué va a decir?
Pues hasta ahorita nadie ha sucedido, o sea, nadie, ¿cómo le explico? Pues hasta ahorita nadie me ha dicho nada, que sea muy riesgoso, ¿sí? De hecho aquí normalmente nada es riesgoso, al contrario, todo lo que vendemos aquí es muy bueno. Sí.
Claro. Muchísimas gracias por hablando conmigo.
Ok.
Gracias.
Ok.
Está bien. ¿Es para la televisión?
No. ¿Cómo se llama
El carboncito. El carboncito.
El carboncito. ¿Y para cuántos años están aquí?
Bueno, tiene como unos 20 años, pero de que estamos nosotros tenemos como 6 años.
Okay, so the place has been here for 20 years, but these people have owned it for 6 años.
Yeah.
Okay, bueno. ¿Y qué preparan aquí que es diferente que los otros lugares para ella?
Bueno, pues lo diferente de aquí es que la especialidad de nosotros es el taco al pastor, que venimos siendo el número 1 en Puerto Vallarta. Okay, ajá. Tenemos alambres, tenemos papas rellenas, volcanes. Papas rellenas, sí.
¿Verdad? Okay.
Sí. ¿Algo más?
Y sus especialidades son...
La especialidad de la casa viene siendo el pastor.
El pastor. Okay.
Pero tenemos arrachera, carne asada, chorizo y chuleta.
Bueno, ¿y qué calle estamos en?
Honduras. ¿Qué calle Honduras?
Honduras.
¿Y cuál otra? Calle Honduras y Paraguay.
Paraguay, ok, Honduras y Paraguay.
Ajá. En playas, los Camarones, Playa Camarones.
Right on Camarones
Ajá.
Beach. Ok, pues, ¿qué va a decir a personas que tienen miedo a comer comida de la calle?
Bueno, pues yo les diría a todas las personas que no coman cualquier comida en la calle, no que se vengan mejor al carboncito, que aquí todo es bien limpio e higiénico.
Sí, claro. Muchísimas gracias por hablando conmigo.
Ok, gracias a ustedes. Y manda mucha gente. Son $100.
Sí, ¿por qué no? Aquí está mi tarjeta. Esta tiene. Mira, una pintura.
¿Una picture?
Ya.
Ok. Lo que es estar guapo, déjame pegar. Hijo de la... Déjame. Gracias,
Gracias.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego.
Quiero ser famoso.
Where do you like to go for breakfast, or do you eat breakfast?
I normally have here at home. I normally have a smoothie. Both my husband and I like that. However, when I go out for breakfast, I'm gonna have a real typical Mexican breakfast, which is going to have some tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Lamb tacos are for me the best thing in this area. In Puerto Vallarta has one amazing place for that, and that's where I like to go. That lamb tacos and a cup of coffee.
All right. So what's it called?
El Taquito Hidalguense, right behind Lay's store.
It's right behind Lay's. And again, what is it called?
Taquito Hidalguense.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Really? A lamb taco. You're
Yeah.
killing me.
It's lamb that it has been cooked in over burned mezcal leaves, maguey leaves, and they create like a basket to put the meat in those burned leaves of maguey and cook it for all night long on top of very hot rocks in a hole in the ground. When that comes out in the next morning, you will think that you went to heaven. Really, it's that amazing.
Wow. All right. Now I gotta
Somebody's
go.
going to have some tacos right now.
I gotta go. I gotta go. You're making me so hungry. Okay. Hola, ¿cómo está? Mi nombre es Barry. Y tengo un programa, se llama Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. Y esta noche es Taco Stand Night. Taco Stand Noche. Okay. Y quiero que estoy caminando y visitando
lugares.
Sí.
Aquí vendemos tortas.
Okay. ¿Y cómo se llama esta taquería?
Se llama Tortas Don Juan. Es de hace ya más de 46 años. Don Juan y Efren fueron los primeros nombres.
Okay. Y están en calle Chile y México.
Avenida México, así es, enfrente del alfarero de Tlaquepaque. Trabajamos todas las noches de 9 a 2 de la mañana.
Okay, from 9 o'clock until 2 in the morning. And that's cada día?
Descansamos un día por semana, por lo general los lunes.
Okay, so they're closed most Mondays. And sus especialidades son
tortas de pierna de puerco, milanesa, es bistec de res empanizado, ensalada de pollo y salpicón, que es una combinación de pollo con puerco.
Okay, bueno. I have a question. Okay, and the question is, what would you tell people who are afraid to eat street food? ¿Qué va a decir a personas que vienen, quien tienen miedo a comer en la taquería en las calles?
Bueno, aquí tenemos bastantes años y siempre hemos tenido la limpieza con lo que son las verduras, porque siempre las verduras son las que llevan más limpieza por estar aquí en lugares abiertos y no tiene ningún problema con que se vayan a enfermar o algo, nada de eso. Por algo estamos tantos años ya.
Sí, ¿por qué no? Más que 43.
Sí,
45.
45, ok.
Ya muchos años.
Muchos años. All right, well, muchísimas gracias. ¿Puedo tomar una pictura?
Sí, claro que sí.
Bueno. Muchísimas gracias, señores.
Taking a taxi to go there, taking the bus to go there. If I want to walk, a fish taco is always great. So marisma for fish tacos. I think that's the best fish taco in Mexico.
Yeah, and now that's a taco stand.
It's a taco stand, yeah. It's a 30-year-old taco stand. Yeah, because today they have another restaurant, actually a restaurant at the marina. Marisma, same name, same menu, but it's a restaurant. But the original one, they opened 30 years ago by the Emiliano Zapata market, by the tunnel that comes into the Emiliano Zapata neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
That's a taco stand. Actually at the porch of the owner's home. And that's the best fish taco. It's made with mahi-mahi. They deep fry it. It's always fresh. And they deep fry it, and at the moment you order it, not 3 hours before, and they reheat it, because that's what a lot of people do, unfortunately.
Yeah.
This one's made to order. It's so fresh. and the tortilla is made by hand.
Now that's unusual around here.
It is, especially for fish tacos. If you go to other taco stands, they do make handmade tortillas.
Okay.
For meaty tacos, but for fish tacos, people are sometimes a little, I don't want to say lazy, but I don't know what it is. But they obviously buy the tortillas before, but they also pre-fry the food. Like they pre-fry the fish, and it's not bad at all. But making it at the moment is better.
Yeah.
And that's why I go there, Marisma.
Marisma.
It's the best fish taco in Mexico, I think. I've had them everywhere in Mexico. These are the best.
Right on.
These are Baja style fish tacos. You know those? The owners are from Baja California originally.
All right, so how would a Baja style fish taco look? What do they put on those?
Well, it's a fish taco that comes on a corn tortilla, in this case made by hand, which is usually obviously a bigger, thicker, and better tortilla.
Always tastier.
Yeah. Then a piece of white fish, in this case mahi-mahi, which is Vallarta's best fish, so it's a good quality fish. And in this case, very fresh from today, like it's never been frozen, so it's very soft and not fishy. Mm-hmm. And they batter it, and the secret is in the batter, but they don't want to tell me what it is. They don't. I have asked
tried, huh? Yeah.
repeatedly, but no. And they deep fry it, and then they serve it, the tortilla and the piece of fish, with carrots and cabbage.
Nice.
Like slow.
Right.
And then the salsas, a Mexican taco without salsa.
It's not a taco.
It's not a taco, so lots of salsas, usually chipotle, mayonnaise, guacamole, and salsa mexicana, and others. Marisma has excellent salsas. It's a great place. I love it. And tacos are inexpensive and fresh and delicious, so I go there for lunch. Everybody should go there for lunch at least once.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, so that's my second place and my third place. Yeah.
Excellent.
And dinner?
¿Cómo se llama esa taquería?
Esta taquería se llama Tacos Chilo.
Tacos Chilo. Que no sé cuántos años están aquí.
Desde hace más de 30 años aquí.
So they've been here for more than 30 years in this very spot. ¿Cuál calle estamos? ¿En Honduras?
Sí, Honduras y Colombia.
Y Colombia. ¿Qué hacen aquí que es diferente que los otros taquerías?
Pues aquí el sabor es lo que hace la diferencia de los tacos y el precio también.
Bueno, ¿y qué va a decir a personas que tienen miedo a comer los gringos? ¿Quién tienen miedo a comer tacos de la calle?
Pues sí, de hecho sí, la mayoría son gringos que les da desconfianza. Pero una vez que prueban ya se dan cuenta que están buenos y vuelven a venir y vuelven a venir. Y es lo que les pasa con los que vienen una vez. Siguen y siguen.
So they come back, they keep coming back, and that's the reason why you don't have to be afraid. Muchísimas gracias por hablarnos conmigo.
Gracias a usted, amigo.
Okay. ¿Puedo tomar una pintura?
¿Vale?
¿Puedo tomar una pintura?
Sí.
Hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Qué están preparando aquí? En esta paella, ¿qué están preparando?
Hamburguesas, hot dogs y papas a la francesa.
So French fries, hamburgers and hot dogs. ¿Y para cuánto tiempo están aquí en este lugar?
De las 10 horas de servicio.
5 de la tarde a 11 de la noche y de 11 de la noche a 6 de la mañana.
Okay.
De lunes a domingo.
So they're out here selling hot dogs and hamburgers, and they're here every day. En esta esquina de Honduras y ¿qué? Perú. ¿Cómo se llama este lugar?
Se llama Hot Dogs y Hamburguesas Don Alex.
Ok. Muchísimas gracias.
Okay,
¿Puedo
de nada.
tomar una pictura?
Sí, claro.
Bueno. Gracias.
De nada, buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
¿Son para comer aquí o para llevar? ¿Aquí?
Hola.
Ella. ¿Ya conociste? Ya.
Hola.
Hola.
They're pointing at you.
Huh?
They're pointing at you.
Yes.
Okay. And that's because you speak English? They figure
Yes.
that I don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, but my English is not
Your
perfect.
English is really good. I do a podcast called the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show, and I'm going around talking to people about the taco stand.
Okay.
And so, all right. So, tell us about this taco stand that we're at right now.
These tacos. Angélica, ¿cuántos años tienes con estos tacos? 4. These tacos have 4 years in Puerto Vallarta. The name of these tacos is Taquerias, and we have tacos of beef, pork, chicken, and
And what else? You make quesadillas?
yes, we make quesadillas, tortas, and arrieros.
Okay, now what are arrieros?
Arrieros is a tortilla with beef, with pork, with chicken, and they have vegetables like onions and
Maybe like peppers and things like that?
no, only onions and cilantro. I don't know how to say.
Sure, you say cilantro. That's what it is. That's how we call it.
Oh,
Cilantro.
okay.
Okay. So what's over here? What is this?
These are
It looks like sausages, doesn't it? What are those?
this
Yeah.
chorizo.
Okay, so it's chorizo. Okay,
Uh-huh.
so that you cut that up, chop that up, and it goes into
Yes,
the taco.
and they go to the tacos and then go to arrieros.
Okay. All right. Very good. Now, you've been here for 3 years or 4 years?
4 years.
For 4 years, and so what is your specialty? I mean, what is the thing that people come for? Is there one little thing that people come for this taco stand?
Arrieros.
Arrieros. That's the thing.
The first attraction for this place is arrieros.
Very good. Okay, so what would you tell a gringo or gringa that comes here to buy tacos? Would you say, come on, sit down, don't be afraid?
Yes, come on. What do you want to eat? Do you want tacos, quesadillas, arrieros, and something like that?
Okay, so
The best tacos in this.
you can say Puerto Vallarta.
In Puerto Vallarta. I like these tacos. My favorite place to eat tacos.
Okay, excellent. So they have all kinds of salsas. So you get your taco and you put your salsa on. They have some vegetables. It looks like a good selection, right?
Yes, this salsa is the best. It's with pepinos, onions, and cilantro.
Okay, so she's pointing to a green one over there, and so we'll get a picture of that. All right, it's called El Tuito Taqueria.
Tuito Taqueria, yeah.
We're right next to the Guadalajara Pharmacy. We're right here. So there's like 3 or 4 taco stands, and this one's your favorite. What's your name?
Saskia.
Saskia, thank you very much. Can I get your picture?
Yes.
All right, great.
Bye, have a good night.
Okay, now we're heading towards La Hormiga. Aquí es La Hormiga. singer here.
¡Gracias! ¡Ánimo, Chivo! ¡Ánimo, Chivo! Llegó el fotógrafo, apenas, mira. A ver, dátale. Tomando la temperatura.
¿Cómo se llama esta taquería?
Taquería La Hormiga, amigo.
¿Hormiga?
Hormiga.
Hormiga.
Ya.
¿Y qué hacen aquí?
Hacemos tacos, quesadillas, tortas y primero trabajamos.
¿Y más qué?
Tortas, burritas, quesadillas, tacos.
Okay, bueno, ¿y qué es su especial aquí en esta taquería?
La quesadilla.
La quesadilla.
Ya.
Hecho por mano, pero esta quesadilla y bueno. ¿Quién ponga todo? ¿Quién ponga carne?
Carne asada, carne adobada, pastor.
Ok, y tiene cantas también.
También, es música en vivo.
Muchísimas gracias. ¿Puedo tomar pictura? ¿Está bien?
Ya.
Ok, bueno.
El borracho, del brazo del cantinero. Aquel que doble las corvas le va a costar dinero. Llegó borracho el borracho. Los dos.
Recordando yo soy hijo de los dueños de aquí de la taquería. Mañana cumple 50 años. Mañana 50 años. Cumple un reportaje. Esta taquería aquí es con Mendoza.
Mendoza Taqueria.
Sí.
Okay, so
puedes grabarme, no hay problema.
All right, this man is saying that they've been here for 50 years. 50
sí,
años.
50 años mañana, 15
de... Va a ser el día, mañana.
Mañana se descansa.
15
de mayo para descansar mañana.
No puedo creerlo. Muy bien. All right. Pues, ¿qué es el nombre de estos tacos?
Estos tacos son Super Tacos Mendoza.
Qué bueno.
De carne asada.
De carne asada. Ok, muy bien.
La especialidad es la lengua.
Ok.
Lengua de res.
The tongue, all right.
Yeah.
Ok. Y esta es especialidad.
La especialidad lengua.
Lengua. All
lengua.
Right. So come get your tongue tacos here, you guys. Hola, ¿cómo estamos?
Bien, ¿tú, amigo?
Muy bien. Pues mañana va a ser una celebración, ¿verdad?
Celebración.
¿50 años?
50 años.
Qué bueno. Estoy recordando. Pues él dice que las tacos que la gente quiere más aquí son de lengua o qué?
Lengua, pastor, pollo, chuleta ahumada y escogen burritos grandes. Son lo especial, por eso es el Super Taco Mendoza.
Okay, so Super Taco Mendoza since 1968. All right, qué bueno. All right. Pues, ¿dónde estamos? ¿Qué calle es?
Lázaro Cárdenas con Insurgentes.
Okay, so Lazar Cardenas and Insurgentes right over here at Farmacia Guadalajara. All right, I'm going to get a picture of Super Taco Mendoza and a couple of pictures of them cooking, and it's going to be taco night here in Puerto Vallarta.
You know what? I still living with my parents because they help me with my kids, and they are old and they need attention too.
Yeah.
Not that old, but they are getting in that age that they have to be around their children. So I am one of the guys who sticks around, and we have a taco stand. And my mom is from Guadalajara, and she cooks really good.
Yeah.
The girls from Guadalajara, they are good on cooking, like, super good. So yeah, I'd rather stay at home,
sure,
and eat my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner at home.
You want to tell us where the taco stand is?
Yes,
right
away.
Tell me where it is, man.
It's very close from the Red Cross services.
Okay.
It's one block from it, and one block east, like crossing the highway.
Uh-huh.
One block. At the end of the block, there is my taco stand.
Okay, so
best tacos in Puerto Vallarta. Actually.
I'm sending everybody there right now. So, what are the cross streets? Do you know? Because nobody knows. No one ever knows it. When I ask, it's the one next to that.
Yeah. The street that our taco stand is Rio de la Plata, and the crossing street are Luis Donaldo Colosio, and the other one is Rio Meca.
Okay.
That's in Lopez Mateo's neighborhood.
Nice. Okay, you guys. I'll mark it on a map, and we'll send you right there to Wario's mom, and she'll make you. If you look at Wario, you can see that he eats right, and he's a big, strong guy. So you know what? Go there. You might look like him, and you're all done. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Tacos full of protein.
Yeah, wonderful.
That's good for your
What is
muscles,
her what is her specialty? Does she have a specialty? You know, these taco stands, they have sometimes they have like a secret menu. Does she have something secret on her menu that is not there?
The secret of every taco stand is the sauces. So I think my mom prepares the best sauces in any taco stand in Puerto Vallarta. But that's my mom, right? Everybody can say whatever.
I'm all ears, man. I love
but
tacos.
You know what? Yeah, she's, as I told you, she's from Guadalajara, and Luis is going to say the same thing. The girls from Guadalajara, they cook.
Yeah. So, does it have a name?
It's called Tacos y Arrieros Tan Tan.
Okay. All right, everybody. Now you know where to go. It's taco stand night tonight at the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. So,
nice.
All right. So, what is the name of the taco stand?
Taco Time.
Taco Time, and where is it located?
It's the romantic zone.
Okay. And it's like on the corner, right on the Malecon. Do you know the name of this street? Do you know the name of the street we're on?
Yes, Francisco y Madero. In English, Frank Woods.
Oh, really? Okay. Here, I don't want to get in your way here. Oh, we're okay. So, how long have you been here?
14 years already.
Wow, 14 years. You don't look old enough to be here for 14 years.
Thank you.
Wow, look at... No, hey, I'm not here for that, but okay. What's your specialty?
We make shrimp burritos. That's I think the best that we make. And shrimp quesadillas, handmade tortilla. And crepes.
And crepes?
Dessert.
Wow, okay. So what do you put in your crepes?
I got Nutella, banana, Kahlua, amaretto, cream cheese, whipped cream, a lot of stuff.
Everything sounds delicious. All right. And do people line up in the morning? You do crepes in the morning too? Are you here early? Or are you here? What are your hours?
We open after 12 until 11 p.m.
That's long enough.
Yes. 12 hours, 11 hours, yes.
Okay, what would you tell people that come walking down the street who are new to Puerto Vallarta and maybe a little bit afraid to go eat at a taco stand? What would you tell them?
Don't be afraid. That's the most delicious food in Puerto Vallarta. Don't be afraid to eat in the stands. It's safe. And you can watch when they're cooking. It's open kitchen, so you can watch. It's safe.
Exactly right. Okay, and the name of the place again and your name.
It's Taco Time. My name is Claudia.
Claudia, thank you so much for talking to me and to my audience.
Thank you.
Behind Cafe's Artist in Matamoros, at 11 o'clock in the morning, you can go to the Tacos de Birria. There is a big line all the time. They are really amazing tacos. It's only in the morning. Tacos de Birria in Mexico is not for dinner. It's not for lunch. They call the almuerzo because they didn't have time to have breakfast, or it's between breakfast and lunch. And almuerzo is like between 11 and 12 o'clock. So it's in the Calle Matamoros corner with Calle Allende. And Tacos de Birria from Alex. And this is a place for breakfast. Well, this is like Mexican, they have breakfast. That's not the orange juice and the coffee and the scrambled eggs. But that's interesting when you walk in the city. and maybe you already had breakfast, try one of these tacos. So then you have to choose between the soft tortilla or the crisp tortilla. Both are very good. And then you need to have el jugo de birria. In a plastic glass, they will serve you the juice where the beef cook. The beef cook like in a stew. And then they give you some juice of that stew and you drink it. And you put some cilantro, onion, chili if you want, little bit of lime juice. It's wonderful.
Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. That's a great choice.
Another place for tacos I like very much that you must know also is the Tacos de Pescado Marisma, but the one of Calle Naranjo. The one of La Marina I don't like because the ambience in the street. That's the first one where they live, the owners, and it's Calle Naranjo, just before when you go out in the first tunnel, at Calle Naranjo, and Tacos Marisma. So you have fish tacos. They fry the fresh mahi-mahi normally in a very light paste. Fry, and then it goes in a taco, handmade taco. You see in front of you, they do the tortillas, and then like a lettuce, but it's not lettuce, it's cabbage. And then you put a green avocado sauce, which is not spicy. It's only avocado, garlic, and cilantro mixed together. It's so good. And then you choose one of the red spicy sauce and just put just a little bit, and a little bit of lime, and it's a banquet. So they're the fish taco and the shrimp taco, and then they have 3 or 4 stew like marlin, crab, jaiba, kind of the crab from here, and a third one they change. But this is a good place for not for breakfast, but like for quick lunch on the way, like this. Which I like. You discover in Puerto Vallarta and in many places of Mexico you go, when you know the good place to go in the street food, it's so good and it's so cheap at the same time, but it's so good, it's healthy, it's well done, good quality, and the ambience is amazing. Amazing ambience.
Yeah.
And you have music in the street sometimes, you have happenings all the time. That's what makes Mexico so fantastic country.
Exactly. Wow. Hola, ¿cómo estamos?
Bien.
¿Qué estamos preparando?
Taco de asada.
Taco de asada.
Adobada.
Okay. ¿Qué es tu especial aquí en Tacos Alex?
La especialidad es la birria.
¿Birria qué es? ¿Es goat?
Es de res.
Es res, es beef.
Beef.
Okay, all right.
Ahí está el letrero.
Excelente, okay. ¿Y preparan dorados o...?
Dorados y blanditos.
Okay, dos tipos.
Fritos y blandos.
Okay, ¿y qué más hacen aquí? ¿Hacen...?
Quesadillas.
Okay.
Chorizo, adobada, asada y tripa.
Tripa también.
Tripa.
Okay, qué bueno. ¿Y dónde estamos? ¿En Matamoros?
Matamoros y Allende.
Y Allende. ¿Y para cuántos años están aquí?
23.
23 años. 23 years, you guys. It's a long, long time. En la cuestión.
Sí.
Qué bueno. Okay, oye, si alguien como un americano, una canadiano viene aquí y tiene miedo a comer en una taquería, ¿qué va a decir? What would you tell them? ¿Qué va a decir a ellos?
Pues la mayoría les da miedo, pero tan buenos, no sé por qué les da miedo, ¿verdad? Ya cuando los prueban, ya diario vienen y comen, diario. Cuando los prueban, ya diario vienen a comer. Porque pues ven la calidad y lo bueno que está, y a diario vienen.
Sí, claro. Yeah, all right. Por 23 años vienen, ¿verdad?
23 años. 23.
23. Muchísimas gracias, señor. All right. I have pictures of all the nice people that we talked to. I've got pictures of their stands, and I've got pictures of their food, a map that'll take you right to them. And now you know where to find them. And you know that they're friendly and great people, and that you are going to enjoy each and every taco for now on, right? All right. You'll find all of that stuff in the show notes of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. And of course, next time you come to town, make sure that if you haven't already eaten a taco at a taqueria, at a taco stand, eat at least one, right? And now, make sure that your hands are clean also. It's a frequent cause of illness when eating out. Not necessarily their hands, but your hands. If you're walking around town a lot, keep them clean, right? And if you can't do that, well, you know what? Pick up a servilleta, pick up a napkin, and eat your taco that way. All right? Okay, well, that should do it for this week. Next week, stay tuned for more on-the-ground reports from Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, with travel tips, great restaurant and excursion ideas, and more. But until then, remember this is an interactive show where I depend on your questions and your suggestions about all things Puerto Vallarta. If you think of something that I should be talking about, please reach out to me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending us your message. And remember, if you're considering booking any type of tour while you're in Puerto Vallarta, you must go to vallartainfo.com, that's JR's website, and reserve your tour through him right from his website. Remember, this is a value for value proposition, my friends. His experience and on-the-ground knowledge of everything Puerto Vallarta in exchange for your making a purchase of a tour that you would do anyway. You're just doing it through him as a way of saying thank you. Thanks, JR, for being our guide. It costs no more than if you were going to use someone else, so just do it, really. And when you do take one of those tours, email me about your experiences. Maybe you can come on board and share with others what you liked or didn't like about the tour. Again, contact me by clicking on the Contact Us tab and sending off a message. And don't forget, he's got his DIY tours, his maps. You know, he's got that taco map too, his revitalized happy hour board, and more. And I have links to all of those in the show notes. And once again, if you like this podcast, please take the time and subscribe and give me a good review if you would. That way we can get the word out to more and more people about the magic of this place, Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Hey, remember to share this podcast with your friends. And remember that if you want to check some of this cool stuff out, go to my website. You know, we've got all kinds of great stuff there. I have links to the places we talk about, interesting pictures, and more right there in the blog posts and in the show notes for each episode of the show that I create. So really go out there and check them out if you haven't already, all right? All right. Hey, thanks to all of you wonderful people, you taco masters of Puerto Vallarta. Thanks for taking the time to talk with me and being so friendly and welcoming. And thanks for keeping this town running, keeping us all fed. Make sure that you guys enjoy the greatness of a street taco the next trip in paradise. You'll be thanking me for sure. And look, thanks to all of you again for listening all the way through this episode of the Puerto Vallarta Travel Show. This is Barry Kessler signing off. Wish for all of you to slow down, be kind, and live the Vallarta lifestyle. Nos vemos, amigos.
De Puerto Vallarta, noche de arrullo en el mar, samba de Puerto Vallarta, noche de amor junto al mar. Puerto Vallarta, samba de Puerto Vallarta.